Melanie Galea, your host, your co-host, I'm a co-host actually, of Let's Talk Lending. I'm Melanie Galea with RE/MAX Fort McMurray, and I am with
Barb Pinsent, Mortgage Architects, or Mortgages by Barb, also known as Mortgages by Barb.
Awesome. Okay, Barb, new mortgage rules changes coming.
Yes, the shared equity program that we were hearing some things about a couple of months ago, I guess. We now have more information about that program called the First Time Home Buyer Incentive Program. And so what it is going to do is allow people a little more equity in their homes. So if someone is buying an existing home, the government, they still need to have their own down payment, so minimum down, and so there's some maximums attached to this program as well. So the maximum purchase price is $480,000.
Okay, let's slow down a bit though. Let's talk about, okay, so you have to have your 5% down.
You do have to have your minimum down, 5%,
okay.
Correct.
So, but the amount that you qualify for is 4 times the maximum of $120,000.
Your income can't be higher than.
Yes, so your income can't be higher than $120,000.
And the purchase price of the home can't be more than 4 times the maximum income or your income.
Right. So the maximum amount of the property purchase price is $480,000.
Exactly. It would top out at that for those who are earning $120,000 per year.
Okay. So who qualifies for that?
It's first-time home buyers only, and so they're using the same criteria for this program as they do the RSP withdrawal, so the home buyer plan withdrawal. You have to be considered a first-time home buyer, at least one applicant on the application. So if we needed a co-signer or there was another applicant who, had owned a home before, they qualify. Goodness, this is really bad, and I know so much about this thing.
This is really new.
It is new, yeah. So you can't have occupied a home before either within the last 4 years, and there's a timeline attached to that. And your mortgage broker or your lender is going to know the ins and outs of all the techiness and all the rules, but you do have to be a first-time home buyer to qualify. Income has to be $120,000 or less. Your mortgage can't exceed 4 times your qualified income. So if you're making $75,000 per year, that means that the mortgage amount can't exceed $300,000.
Okay, those are some really good examples.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about. Let's say, because we had an example. Do you have the write-up of the example that I asked you about?
I do.
Of course you do.
But I know where I have it here.
You have it here in your mind. Okay. But now I can't look at it.
It's not so good.
Okay, so I gave her an example. Single female purchasing, her income is, I think we said $75,000, right? $75,000. So the maximum amount that she can qualify for is $300,000. What's the 5% down then on 300? That $15,000?
On 300, it is $15,000.
Okay, so she would need $15,000. So if she was doing this incentive program, how much would she get from the government?
She would need her 15% down, and the government will match
her 5% down and $15,000.
And the government will match that 5% by the 5%. So they'll give her the 5% as well, meaning that they'll give her her 15,000 in.
So then it looks like she has 10% down, which means her CMHC fees will be less, which means her payment would be less.
It would.
Okay. Yeah. So on that, but then as she was making payments, so essentially it's $15,000, correct? So she's getting $30,000 for down payment. So the $15,000 that she owes the government, when does that get paid back?
Has to be repaid when she sells the home or within 25 years. So there's an amortization of 25 years in total, or whenever she chooses to pay it back. But should she decide that she wants to pay it back early, it has to be paid in full. So it's not you can pay X amount of dollars per year or per month or no payments. It's
a lump sum.
It's a lump sum.
A lump sum.
Due in full.
That's a lot. So you're saving that, but then you're going to have to you're going to have to pay that back at some point in time.
You will have to pay it back, definitely.
And the government only wants it in one payment.
And they only want it in one payment.
Okay. Recapping is good.
Mm-hmm.
The other piece then is, okay, so what if your home goes up in value? How does that work? So if it was and I screwed up your math because I changed the situation
that's
from what
okay.
we talked about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shared equity. So if the home goes up in value, so then will the amount that you pay back to the government.
Okay, let's give the example. I'm going to really test your math. Let's say the value she paid $300,000 and the value goes up to $350,000.
So whatever I need a calculator, and I'm going to.
She's going to use She's going to use a calculator.
Because
so there's going to be a small. So she's going to owe back the $15,000 plus whatever percentage amount up that the property went. So let's say it was 20.
So if it goes up by 15% in value,
okay, that's what 50,000 was on 300,000.
She is going to have to repay 15% on the money that she was given as part of the incentive from the government as well. And we really have messed around with my numbers here. If they gave her $15,000 and the property value goes up by 15%, she's going to pay the government back $2,250 based on the increased value in the property plus the $15,000.
Okay, so in total, if your house went up from $300,000 to $350,000, you'd owe the government back $17,250.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so if we go,
we're going down.
Okay, we're going on the same. So if it went to $250,000, would it be $225 less than that 15? So then that would be, we're using a calculator. Was it 2250 minus 2250? Okay, then it would be 12,750. So if your property goes down in value, then whatever percentage that is then what you owe less.
That's right.
Okay.
And so if you were smart with, and wanted this to, I shouldn't say if you were smart, if you wanted this to work to your benefit,
yes,
markets do this, as we know, right? So if you knew you were in a downturn, maybe that's time to get an appraisal done on the property so that you're paying less back to the government should your value decrease. But of course, if you're going to do that, you do need to have the amount in full to pay back to whatever is owing on that.
Right, for sure. So then at that time, then you're really going to need, like, let's say you had a shortfall. I mean, that shortfall, you'd have to be able to cover it in closing costs, and then on top of that, pay back the government that extra. So there's pros and cons. Definitely. Okay, great, but then you have to cover that loan and your mortgage shortfall, if there is one, when you go to sell.
That's right.
It could be 20 years from now, so hopefully you've gotten that $300,000 property, socked away, and there's not much left, and there's lots of equity.
Yeah, there's maybe a few more cons than there are pros with this program, unfortunately. It's kind of where my mind is at, and I always look for the positive in things.
Yeah.
But I don't really see how much this is going to help first-time home buyers, really. Other than maybe, to those who, and we all want to save as much money as we can. So you will save a little bit of money, obviously, because you're going to pay a lower premium on the money that you borrow, because instead of paying the 4% on the amount that you're borrowing, the insurance premium, it's 3.10%. So that's not amortized over 25 years, the difference. So that helps. Right. And you're going to pay fewer interest dollars because you're borrowing a little bit less. Right. And it's interest-free money that you're getting from them.
But if you're not saving for paying that back,
you're not going to be a happy camper, because they want that money back in full within that 25-year time frame. And nobody, who wants a 25-year plan anyways? Really, if you're going to take advantage of this, in my mind, you're going to, get that money socked away as quickly as you can, get it paid back so that it's done. Because it's hanging over your head until it is repaid.
See, what I would be concerned about for people, though, is that they're not going to be able to, they're not going to have that foresight, or they're not going to be interesting. I would encourage yourself and all other mortgage brokers, and people that do take advantage of this, make sure that you have a plan. Yeah, make sure you have a plan in place so that you are paying this back. I mean, but I could see a lot of people, I have this money, I have this extra money to spend.
And that's a real concern, because it's out of sight, out of mind too, right? You get your mortgage now, 5 years from now, you're going to remember that. If you're not, planning for it, 5 years from now, are you going to remember that you even had that, you got that grant from the government. So definitely want to be aware of that and careful, and get the money saved as quickly as you can if you are going to take advantage of the program, so that you can get the money paid back.
It's going to be interesting to see what that looks like on title. Us as real estate agents is something that we're going to have to make sure that we have a lookout for. But I'm sure that it's going to take a while, a couple of years before people are deciding to sell. I wouldn't be using this program unless I'm going to have that property for several years. Several years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I think we covered everything. I think we covered everything better than I thought we were going to cover everything.
Well, I was a little worried because
I gave her a little
live TV always, and a little left field never helps Barb, but that's okay. We got through it.
I just like keeping her on her toes.
Yeah, that's easier said than done some days. But hey.
No, I'm doing good. No, you're on your toes. Barb is on her toes all the time. Anyways, if you have any more questions about what we can do to give you a hand, we have a website that you can fill out a form. It's called letstalklending.com. Because if you've got questions, Barb and I are a super duper team that work very well together. And, we want to make sure that you're making the right decisions for you for buying now, buying later. What's the right time? What's the right programs for you as a first-time home buyer? You really need you need a team to take care of you when it comes to purchasing a home. There's so many things to know.
Absolutely.
So we take great pride in making sure that you're educated, and every time we get together once a month, every time that the Bank of Canada rate comes out and then the changes there, we want to keep you apprised of what's going on so you can make the right decisions for you.
That's right. And as you said, we're always available. Any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Melanie is happy to answer any questions that you may have. So reach out to us here, call, email.
Exactly. So if you aren't yet, make sure you're following us on our social media channels. Tag a friend. Share this video with someone that might want this information and might need it. And as always, I hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Have a great day. Thanks, guys.